Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Deadwood, the next chapter. Chapter 3. Boy, let me tell you, boy. We've had some troubles. I'm going to give you the updates. That field that we took the meadowgrass, quote-unquote, hay off of is now plowed like the other field we did over there. So those two fields are good to go. Yes, it's October. Oh boy. There was stuff. And time has slipped away, and I got through a whole nother month, and I don't even know for sure what I'm going to be able to plant or not plant. But let me run through some things. If you were astute, you would have recalled that there was a great big huge factory right here. This was the cement factory. Remember that? I bought that piece of land, and then I sold the cement factory. I have no interest whatsoever. They came in, dismantled, quote unquote, the cement factory. And now we have this big open field. One of the things that I wanted to do, and I don't remember if I mentioned this in the last episode or not, is I wanted to put up an orchard. I just love the ideas of an orchard. But before we get into that, that's new. Let me tell you what else we did. So, does that look different? It should, it is. Okay, the cow barns. And this is why the month slipped away from me, because I was doing all these modifications in-game as time was ticking away. And I should have changed the time. And I think I'm going to do that right now. To one-time feed. So here's the deal. These big... I love these pastures that you can modify. And you can create this nice, beautiful pasture. It just takes me back to my childhood days when I grew up on the farm and we had pasture fields and cows out roaming and all of that kind of stuff. You know, it just kind of warms my heart. The problem is, though, that increases the ability of what you can do for your herd size. So you can put in 1,000 cows here. The part that's missing in some of these instances where these expandable or these customizable pastures exist is in the area of the barn, specifically how much feed you can put in the barn. There are small cow sheds like what we had before. And we created this great big huge pasture. Well, if we get a large number of cattle, I'm going to do nothing but be feeding cows all the time. Because the barn, the shed, the cow shed, the barn itself is not modified to increase the food capability along with the pasture size. So I messed around in the XML. I tried to get that barn to increase the pasture size. I couldn't do it. This is kind of a base game barn. I couldn't get it to work. So I went on the mod hub thinking that, okay, I can probably download a mod and then modify the XML to hold more food. And as I was looking for cow sheds and sheep, I found this mod. It is basically the in-game cow sheds, although they've already been enhanced for this exact purpose. So, mod maker, you and me on the same page, brother. The exact purpose: more cattle, bigger pastures, more feed. So I had to delete this cow shed. I had to sell the cows, delete the cow shed, which deleted the pasture, put this one down, make the pasture again, put the cows in, I lost some food, I believe. I don't even care about that. And then refill up the feed and all that jazz. Okay, so here's the deal. This thing will hold 1.5 million liters of food. It will hold 300,000 liters of milk. We are producing milk. 300,000 liters of buffalo milk. It'll hold 300,000 liters of straw. So it will produce manure. It will hold 500,000 liters of slurry. And I can see it wasn't doing it before, but it is now, and I love it. It's starting to register the meadow grass. So that's fan-damn-tastic. So that was one of the big changes. We did the same thing with the sheep barn. Now the sheep are a little bit closer. Let me show you the map. I decided to go in and buy this little piece of land right here, 149,000, and move the sheep from here down to here. I figured, you know what? Let's just not have this great big huge place. And you can see I already put a field in here, and I actually may expand it. We'll see. But I already put a field in here. Why are we wasting this? I'm never going to have 1,500 sheep. I hope. So I bought this, and I moved sheep closer to the farm. So if we run up there with our fast tennis shoes. This mod is from the same mod pack. And we got our sheep. They're back in. This one will hold 1 million liters of food. And it's also starting to register the meadow grass, which is fan-damn-tastic. And I don't know if we're doing any... We had a little bit of wool. Yeah, that wool came from the other sheep pasture up there. So yeah. So now we got our sheep, we've got our cow pasture, and we've got a new farm field over here too. So now we've got 4 arable farm fields. That one right there. It's bigger in when you're here than it looked. Oh, this should not need... Okay, yeah, doesn't need plowing. Oh yeah, he missed a little wee spot. I put a worker on this to plow it. So I used the Quadra-Track and the big chisel plow to create this field. But for precision farming purposes, even though it did create the field, it did not give it a plowed state. So that was bad on me. So I had to have somebody come in. I hired a worker to come in and plow this field with the actual plow that works, that I know works for sure. And now we have a fully ready to go farm field here as well. So let's just tab that over there. Okay, so, and what else? Anything else? I don't think there's anything else. We did get this field working. I thought I was going to have to restart the whole game. I really did. I thought I'm screwed. I came back in here. I messed around. I actually created a second game save file. Put in about probably 2 hours of work on that game save file. Come back into here to get some information on, because I was going to set the second game save file up, basically the same. So I was looking for, okay, well, how much did we have in the, how much wheat did we have in the wheat, the flour production windmill? How much do we have in the silos? How much did we have in the cow or the cow barn? And, you know, I was just looking for numbers to try to get everything as close as I could. And lo and behold, this field worked. So I did all that freaking work for absolutely freaking nothing. Um, these fields do have a half a plow state. I honestly think we're going to have to plow this field. I should probably just set up a worker to do that. Because I don't think it's ever going to register plowed, which it should. So I don't know. This chisel plow thing that we got, I honestly don't know how useful it's going to be. I honestly feel like it's not going to be very useful, to be quite honest with you. What I do like, however, is just doing H and hopping out. Getting out of this guy's way and let him do his thing. He will plow this whole field. No problem whatsoever. It'll just cost me some money. And that field will be ready. Also, one of the things that I could do now, which shouldn't take too awful long, is find my other tractor. You'll see that I bought a different barrel here. I thought I was going to need this for the watering the orchards. I don't know that if I lay it out properly, maybe I won't have to do that and I'll just sell it back again, but it holds a ton of water. It's unrealistic. But slowly but surely running out of money as well. I think I did tell you I did buy this. Maybe I didn't. I bought this spreader mainly for the purpose of lime. It's going to take a lot of lime to get these fields set up right. Oh, and I moved the water tank over there by the greenhouses. Genius. So smart. Oh, and look, we're getting flour. Lime. I don't think at this point I'm gonna buy the bakery. I think I'm just gonna sell the flour, which also means I need to buy a lowboy or something. Alright, 10,000 bucks for 40,000 liters. That's a lot. Cover that back up. I just turn this on. Does it automatically? It just does. I don't think automatic lime application works. In that it used to. But I do not think that it does any longer. Like it used to work. And it would automatically shut off when you had enough lime down. I just do not think that's the case any longer. And hopefully we can narrow the width of this significantly. Yeah, threshold width. What was it? Maybe that's wide enough. Yeah, it's still... Oh, no, it's not. It stopped. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a freaking beautiful thing. They fixed it. Thank goodness. So now it should only be... Now, granted, my width is too wide, but it should only be putting lime down where it needs to put it down. That's just a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I think it was doing that. A little bit. Yeah, it's not putting it down. It's not seeing... Oh, there it did. Okay, good. Wonderful. Control Z. Now we can run over here. Do this other field. That didn't take very much lime at all, to be honest. I thought that would take a lot of lime. Maybe that's been nerfed a little bit as well. Don't know. Don't know. If I hired a worker for this, it would be more efficient. Because he would use the exact right width of the spreader. But, hey. Can't hire workers to do everything. It is my freaking farm, after all. So this is going to make a lot of grass here. This is pretty daggone big. This is all about getting the pH right and getting precision farming score up so that when we... So, well, just because it should be up, it should be right. We should have our farm fields right, for one, just period. But then secondly, I wonder if this is actually going to shut off. It's not. Then secondly, we get a higher sale price for having our fields in order. Oh my goodness, can you freaking back up a tractor? And now I'm gonna miss it over here. Come on, boy. Okay. Let's just stop backing up. Oh my goodness gracious. This is gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna try like crazy and get this right. But then it's still not gonna quite be right. Like I'm gonna have to drive the field perfect. To get it all covered. And I'm going to leave a strip one place or the other. Maybe. I know I missed a spot. I know. I missed a little spot. That's kind of cool that it kind of fits this field. Ish. Hardcore concentration going on here. Everybody quiet. Quiet, please. Okay, it's not gonna quite. A little wider on this end than it is the other end. I see this up there. Oh, see, so it's not. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner above my speed, I still have the sprayer turned on. The spreader. 0 fertilizers coming out of it. That is confirmed. That is freaking beautiful. That's freaking beautiful. And hardly came out of there. Okay, cool beans. All right, let's just go. Well, I should top this off because if I don't... Oh, the other thing is, we'll see if I proved it. I turned collision off on these towers. I just don't like running into stuff. If you have a wide implement or something, it's just... So I should be able to drive right through this. And I can. Thank you. Yeah, I just did. And then I wonder... I'm going to add fertilizer because I just wonder if I'm not... I don't want to get up to the other field. And then not have enough and have to go back and get fertilizer and have to go back up again. These trees, bro. So that only cost us $6,100, $6,200. Lime, not bad. For those 2 fields. I'm gonna need this because I'm gonna have to lime the other field as well. Kind of like that there's no traffic on this particular road. This might take a lot of lime. This field's pretty big field. Bigger than the other 2 we just did, that's for sure. Non-conventional field, just followed the river, fitted in to the landscape. I could have run it further. I deleted trees, which I felt bad about. Could have ran it clear over there, but then I was thinking, okay, well that's getting pretty dang big. We could always do something over there if we wanted to. I'm not sure what, but we could. Easy does it. Yeah, this lime always, the first application is always heavy. Then your future applications of lime are much more reasonable. So expect to, when you're using precision farming, expect to hit it pretty hard on the first lime application. I'm feeling like I'm missing out on farming. I just so much dicking around trying to get everything squared away here. And we're already into October. I don't even know. I'm hoping I can get grass planted. Although, you know, even though I get it planted, that doesn't mean it's going to grow. It's not going to grow much in the wintertime. So there's still that issue. I don't think we need that anymore. Then I know what I'm doing. Sort of. Not really. Maybe. Alright, we should have enough lime here to get this field done. We definitely will probably use an entire spreader for the next field. So glad they fixed this. This was not fixed. This auto stopping for spreading was not a thing in the last time I played Farming Simulator. So that has definitely improved. I am extremely thankful for. So I would say this field is bigger than both the other fields combined. Both the other new fields, I should say, combined. Question is, can I actually get this in one pass without being a dumbass? I think I can. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so that's 3 fields ready to seed. I've been noticing, I noticed it before. See those bumps, how the back of the trailer, one of the back wheels pops up one side or the other? That was doing it before too. Don't know what the deal is with that. We're gonna go ahead and... Oh, and all my messing around, I have not yet seen a wild boar show up at the feeders. So there's that. Yes, please. See how much that field took. Not bad. Actually, it took less than these other 2 fields. Getting some more honey. I'm just gonna do this. And it doesn't matter when I do this. The worker seems to do the headlands last, which makes sense. Here he is going to town. So what else do we need? We don't need much. Don't really need much anymore. Drive straight on here. Decide if we want to buy like a bakery. I'm undecided on that right at the moment. Or whether we just want to sell flour. I was thinking for the time being, maybe just sell the flour. I haven't really looked yet to see how much revenue the greenhouses are bringing in. It's a big field. There it is. It's like I say, the spraying animation went away, came back, and went away, came back. That's a pretty nice chunk of land straight ahead of us too to put the orchard in. I think we're going to put the orchard in, and we're going to put in some additional beehives, because bees kind of pollinate stuff, you know. That seems to fit. I think I'm going to move, however. I may move, well, depends. I may move the spawn point for the honey. Although it is pretty convenient over there. But I was going to put some individual Langstons down. I think that's what they're called. Langstrom with an M. Don't know for sure. Not a bee guy, personally. I feel like the coverage on this spreader in there? I'm missing some. Dang nabbit. No, stop. There's the other feeder. The old wild boars. I don't actually, I don't know how it works. I don't know if because the feeder's down, you do not see the wild boars anymore, or whether you actually see them feeding at the feeder. I don't know how that works. No idea. No idea. What's up, buddy? Now, supposedly with this burrito pack, there's this reseeding concept. Where if the wild boars destroy your crops, for example, a grass field or something, I'm gonna go fill up. They have this seeder that you can use, and it will just reseed the bad spots. I don't know. I'm, I guess, indifferent with respect to how I feel about the whole idea. It's a novel idea for sure. Hey, 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 chicken. But will it really catch on? I don't know. I just realized my microphone is off for I don't know how long. Been a while. Been a long while. So all of that to say, we got this done. All the liming is done. Now we got to check the crop calendar and see what we can plant. And I don't know for sure. This is probably... Are you even going to fit inside this shed? I don't think you are. Are you? How did you? I don't... That doesn't make sense. Okay. I should be plenty good to use this tractor. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, we could plant barley. Oh, we could plant wheat. We could plant grass. Let's... Boy, just in the nick of time. Some liquid fert. We don't want corn. Big grass though. Seeds. Lots and lots of seeds. Yep. Okay, first crop going in. Trees. Did the same thing. This tower should not get in our way. Just for ease of use. However, the edge of that will. Tight spaces. Let's try not to miss anything. Well, and then suddenly, when there is a crop in the field, the borers come back. Isn't that just wonderful? Now that I've planted this field, and I put a thingamajig down, or I did it again, but my microphone turned it off. And I put a thingamajig down there. I do want to grab this little bit I missed over here, because it just bothers me. Even though it's like on the road. See, like, what do you want me to do? Like, why? Why can't I place it? You know? Why can't I place it down? I don't understand. Since we still got the grass loaded, we'll go plant the other grass field. Just not sure I understand why. I don't understand necessarily how these wild boars are working. It was interesting though. As soon as there's grass seeds in the ground, those suckers show back up again. And I think really the only way to combat that is to have that reseeding happen, which is like, from what I understand, it hardly takes any material or any product whatsoever to reseed. It's just time. And you don't have to reseed the whole field, you just go over the spots that are bad. So it's not like it's a big deal, you could reseed it. But if you're going to put a remediation tool out there like they did with the heaters, I'd like to know how they work, and it'd be nice to have a little bit of information about them. You know, to tell you how they work. That would be nice. That'd be helpful. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put wheat in the new field we created. We're going to put barley in the wheat field. Like I said, I'm not doing a crop rotation thing. And yes, we spent a ton of money on seeds, and fertilizer, but as you can see, it doesn't really take much. Can I squeeze through here? Please. Yeah, nice to get some crop in the ground. Feel like a farmer again. It's a great planter / seeder. You see all the more seed is going in. Like I didn't, for a minute there I thought it wasn't even changing. But it's a variable seed rate, 1600 per 1,000 feet. Not exactly sure. No. That doesn't sound right. Well, could be right. Like we're on already. Excuse me. Don't miss. We're on second field already. We're still on 99%. You know what would be cool on this idea of the wild boar thing? You had a dog. I should put down a dog. You had a dog. The dog would chase the wild boars off your property. That's what it should be. What good dog would not want to chase wild boars in his spare time? Although, they're pretty nasty creatures. Actually, now that I think about it. So you might not want the family pet chasing after a wild boar. It's probably not a great idea. Well, we are still using seed. We are still using fertilizer. We're going to jump off and take a look at the field here in a second. See what kind of a... It should tell us an idea of a... harvest rate, I think. Let's just check things out here. Yeah, everything's perfect, perfect, perfect. 123%, potential 125%. I mean, you really can't beat that with a stick. We're gonna do wheat up in the new field. Haven't been using the flashers, we'll put them on here. See, look at that. Look at them suckers. Those little bastards right there. And I cannot be placed here. Oh, it could be over here. Does it have to be so far off your... Put one there. See what happens. No, Shirley. Call me Shirley. Surely, this will take more. Seed. Cut wide here. Spin her around. Yeah, that's definitely taking more seed now, as I would expect it to. I always like to get into the corn crops also. I've said this many times, if you guys have followed the series in the past or anything, how the favorite crop that I would say that I would have is corn. I love fall. That's when you harvest corn. And back in the day, we used to harvest, for most of the time we had the farm, we harvested corn with like a 2 or 3 row. Remember, this is like just a couple hundred acres is all we had. Probably farmed 350 acres, but 2 or 3 row corn picker, and it would pick the corn on the cob and not shell it. So you would have a corn crib, and that corn crib would have ears of corn. Then you would take that ear of corn and you would grind it up and make it into cow feed that way, with a grinder mixer. And we would, in the evenings, a lot of times it was in the evening, we were picking corn. You just did it when you had to do it. And we would ride inside the wagon. So the wagon was, so you had the tractor, and then the corn picker pulled, or the tractor pulled the corn picker, and then of course you had a wagon that attached to the corn picker, and it would shoot the corn into the wagon. Once you got enough corn in the wagon, we would get in the back of the wagon and ride in the wagon whenever the corn was being picked. And you're always looking for that red ear or that colored corn, which you could get some, even though it wasn't a thing. Like, we weren't planning for, multicolored corn, but you would find a few. It was like finding the, piece of gold in a stream. You would find that colored piece of corn. That was your prize. Just good times. Great way to grow up. Great way to learn responsibility. Learn how to work. Didn't like it when we were kids. Appreciate it as an adult. I think the worst job on the farm was cleaning out the stalls. The main, like there were stalls off of the shed. Like the cows would come into big open area. But if we had one we were maybe fattening up or something like that, you would put it in the stall and feed it. And then eventually, of course, you would have to clean all the manure out of the stall. And you would put straw down, so they would trample the straw, go to the bathroom, you would have to clean it out, shovel it out into the shed area, and then the tractor with the fork on it would pick it up. And we would spread it onto the fields, but oh my goodness, what a job. Pitchforks, shoveling cow shit. That was, like, by the time we'd ever got to the job, like, it could be 3 feet thick. I don't know why we always waited so doggone long to do it, but wasn't the greatest priority on the farm until it got bad. And holy moly, what a job. Me and my 2 brothers. Finally got smart whenever we built a pig pen, pig shed, I guess you could call it. It was cement floors, and then on a slope, and then at the bottom of each of the stalls, there was a cutout that ran the length of the shed. So all you have to do is basically push it down, almost like you're shoveling snow, down into the lower area, and then the lower area was just wide enough for a plow on the back of like a blade plow on the back of a tractor to pull it out onto a cement landing outside the shed that would then get picked up with a bucket on the front of like a front end bucket on the front of a tractor and put into the manure spreader. That was not bad. The cows, though, we weren't that sophisticated. It's an old-time wooden barn. Man, I wish I had pictures. If I had pictures, I'd put them up. That was back before the days of cell phones. So we didn't, I just missed that piece. We didn't have pictures of everything going on in our life like everybody does today. This is not how you would plant a field, by the way. This is absolutely not the way you would plant a field. You would plant a headland, maybe 2, depending on the size of the field and the size of your equipment. And then you would run lengthways. Not as big a deal with crop like wheat that you're picking up with the harvester. Much bigger deal when you're doing a row crop like corn. Now granted, we're planting wheat in rows, But you don't harvest it by the row, you harvest it with a header. Bigger deal if you're planting corn. Because the corn rows have to be a certain width apart in order to fit your equipment. Nice straight row is what you want, so you don't damage it when you're harvesting, etc., etc. You want to catch it between the tines. Is that what you would call it? Kind of like the tines of the picker. But I think we're about ready to call it for this episode. I think it's been over an hour here. I'm going to go ahead between episodes. I'm going to get that last field planted in barley. Same thing as you're looking at right here, right now. And then we'll come back next episode, I think, and we'll check on the flour, see what we got to do with that. Probably buy a lowboy auto load trailer so that we can load up those pallets. I think we will plant the orchard. Do maybe just a little bit more research on that. Make sure I get the orchard that I want. There's some orchards that are just more difficult to work in, as I have experienced. They take water and you can barely get a water tanker back to the fill spot. Just some poor designed. They're kind of nice, but not necessarily designed the best. I do want to see if I can put another one of these things out. I just don't know why. Could not place these around. See, like right here, this is what they'll do. This is the crop ruined by the boars, wild boars, and all you can do is reseed that. Now, if it's a crop like this, you may not have to reseed it, because you'll be seeding it next season. But if it's a grass field that you don't reseed every year, then you're going to have to seed it. And I don't know why. Can't put these around. Don't know. But alright, that's going to do it. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you. Do all that YouTube stuff. Give me a like, give me a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know what's going on next time when I put up another episode. And yeah, sorry for the... It's been a little bit of a rocky start here. Just getting my feet back under me again, and then having a couple problems, and making some changes in my decisions once I put some stuff down, and just wanted to get some things right for the long haul. And we're only on episode, what, this is going to be 4. So, yeah. So thanks for bearing with me on that. And come back next episode. And we will work on the orchard, among other things. But thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye-bye.